Hey guys, welcome to Wedding Venues Official. My name is Carson Bruce. I'm a wedding DJ and videographer, and you guys might have seen the last video with Mallory Walls, professional live painter and professional mural artist. So Mallory, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. And the question today, guys, is why you should consider a weekday wedding. So should I get married on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday? We're not really talking about Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because those are all very popular weekend wedding days.
Right.
And Mallory, I gotta start with some more stats here for you guys. According to the Knot, around 70% or more of weddings take place on a Saturday alone. So last video we talked about live painters and how crucial they or actually just how beautiful and elegant and it can really enhance a wedding day. And the stats for that, again, we said it was like less than 5% of people are booking live painters. But I'm like, hey, y'all should book some more live painters. But this stat is a little more. There's like 30% of brides. There's more people getting married on a weekday than there are booking live painters. But anyway, it's not very common to get married on a weekday. But today we're talking all about the pros and possibly the cons too of weekday weddings. Is it going to save you money? Vendor availability, intentional experience, all those things. And Mallory, tell us a little bit. You got married on a weekday. What weekday did you get married, and why did you choose that?
I did. I got married on a Tuesday.
Okay.
It was May 14th of 2024.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie, I was just at the point of wedding planning where I was about to pull my hair out. I was doing all of it pretty much myself. My mom, of course, was there to help me and was amazing in that. But I really wanted to keep it within like a certain budget.
Sure.
And so I was at the point where I was like, okay, scratch the big wedding. Like this isn't even going to be, something that, is possible with the budget I'm working with kind of thing.
What was your guest count?
I had, I think it was right at 50.
Okay. So
Yeah.
pretty small, pretty like micro.
Yes, it was very small. And majority of it was family. My husband has a very big family.
Yeah.
And so, and then I had like my family that I was like closest to. I had like I only have two first cousins. And so my side was a little bit easier, but his side was really big. And
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had it at a wedding venue, and yeah, it was on a Tuesday.
That's so cool. I'm curious about your first dance because there is a song called Tuesdays by Jake Scott. Are you familiar with that song?
I've never heard that before.
Oh man.
Maybe I wish I would have heard that before my wedding though.
It's a beautiful song. Maybe y'all can hear it. I'm just playing it from my computer. But I'm like, you should have maybe chosen this as a last dance or something.
2 years this summer.
2 years this summer. That's coming up.
From the
Yeah.
day I saw her, we were gonna be together.
I'm just going to play half the song, not the whole song.
I
love it.
She doesn't know I'm in Virginia, but I know she's mine forever. So I'm asking for your blessing, and maybe just one lesson. You said 27 years, and here's my takeaway. It's not just picture perfect dancing in a white dress. It's not just rainy days when nothing stops the fighting. It's not just highs and lows and champagne toasts. I've come to know that love's not only the best days or the worst days. Love is the Tuesday.
Don't you love it?
Hey, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's a great
Man,
song.
I really needed that for our wedding.
Yeah.
I'm just now hearing it.
Yeah, it's a great song. But hey,
great.
2 years this summer. I mean,
I
y'all are at the 2 year. You're gonna have to.
That's where we're at.
You need to play that song. Okay, so on a Tuesday, you got married on a Tuesday, which is very odd, right?
It was a little odd.
It's not
Yeah,
even
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
Monday.
lie.
It's not even. If you did a Monday, it's like coming off of the weekend,
Right.
So someone can kind of like take an extended weekend from work.
Yeah.
It's or maybe even Thursday. People could take off Thursday, Friday, and do an extended weekend. But Tuesday's like almost. It's like Tuesday and Wednesday. I think maybe Wednesday would be worse because some people have church nights on Wednesdays.
Yeah, true.
Tell us a little bit about why did you choose a Tuesday? Was there any complications with scheduling with family members? What was that process like?
Okay, so the reason we chose a Tuesday was because I think that was actually the only weekday that venue had available.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's because it was in May, right?
It was in May,
Yeah,
yeah. And so kind of just to give like some background on why we even like went that route. I know I had kind of told you it was more in budget for us to do like a smaller wedding. And anyway, so that's kind of like what we landed on. But I had originally had it as a Saturday wedding, and we were going to do, I don't want to say a big wedding because it's not what I ever wanted, but I'm sure you know this because you've gotten married before. But the guest list is really difficult.
Yeah.
Because you start, adding people, and then you're like, okay, this is expanding like way bigger than I wanted it to be. And before you know it, you've got like 300 people on your guest list. And you're like, I can't cut any of these people out.
Right.
And so that's the point I was at. And I was like, I literally like don't want a big wedding, but like if we're going to do, like for us, it was like, I felt like there was no good like in between. It was like we either needed to do a really small wedding or a like massive wedding that was going to be like way out of budget. And so anyway, so that was my breaking point. I was like working a full-time job. I'm sure this is a lot of like, bride stories or, fiance stories of like, you're already working, you're stressed, you've got all these life things going on, and you're planning this big event for a bunch of people. And so I was at that breaking point where I just hated the whole wedding planning process. And I was just like, okay, let's just cut this. Let's just do something really small. Like literally I was just going to have it be like me and my husband and then like our immediate family. And that's what we were going to do.
Yeah.
But then of course we had like some people that were like so close to us. Like we talked to every single day, and we just felt like, this is our family. Like these are the people that we talk to on a daily basis. And so it kind of expanded out a little bit like further than even just like the super duper micro wedding, like just 10 people or whatever it was. And so, so we had the Saturday originally planned for the big group. And then with us having such a small wedding, I was like, I feel like we don't even need a venue, honestly.
Right,
I mean, it was so small. We don't need this big of a venue. Sure. And so I'd reached out to the venue that we had already like put the deposit on, was kind of weighing my options on like, should I cancel this and just lose my deposit? Should I... like what do I need to, like, where do I need to go from here? And so when I was talking to the venue contact, she had mentioned that they have like some weekdays open and it would cut the venue cost in half. And so of course I was like, okay, maybe this is something we should consider because we've already paid some money into this venue. Yeah. And so that's ultimately the route we decided to go, because we did end up at, the number 50 for our guest count. And so it was a big enough of a group to where we're like, okay, we need a space to like accommodate people, but we also don't need like a big blown like event. And so kind of like our perspective of it was, we know the people that like, of course, like, we invited, and the people like closest to us, they wouldn't care to take off a day off work for our wedding. And even if they didn't want to, like we were at a place where we're like, we totally understand, like it's okay. But of course, everybody was like so kind and so generous with their time and with their PTO, and we're able to attend. But so that's kind of how we landed on the Tuesday.
So I want people to hear that. Some brides are scared that their own closest friends and family won't make it to their wedding if it's on a weekday. Yeah. But you say, hey, it's so important. Yeah. That people can just take off work. I mean, work's not the most important thing. They can just take off work, right?
I mean, who doesn't love a day off work? Yeah, which granted, you may not want to spend it at a wedding, but we just knew that kind of fit more with our goals. And like, I mean, truly, absolutely. Like we were so honest with our family and friends of like, we know that this is a big ask. Sure. We love you so much. And of course we want to invite you to our wedding, but we also completely understand. We ended up having, I think, I think it may have been 4 people not be able to come.
Okay.
One of them due to work, it was like I won't say specific people. Because we only had 50. But, so we ended up having 4 people, one couple due to sickness, one couple due to work. And that was the only, problem we had with people being able to attend. But I mean, of course we understood, absolutely. Sure. And it was still a beautiful day.
Still a beautiful day. Yeah. I want people to hear this. So you got half off for being on a Tuesday instead of the weekend. I want people to hear this.
Yes. Like, I think it was literally half out. I mean, I can be so transparent with the numbers, just so people are kind of aware. So, which I feel like my venue was like, am I allowed to say like the venue
absolutely,
name?
Yeah.
Okay,
the Glass House,
and I mean, I would absolutely recommend them too. Me and my husband got married at the Glass House, and I think it's Skyline. Is that right? Okay.
Beautiful.
Yes, it was so beautiful, and oh my gosh, it was just such a. I think it was literally the only venue I toured. I'm not even joking, and I loved it so much. I was like, okay, I think this is like. Yeah, this is the one, which of course I had my like breakdown and I was like, I don't even want a wedding anymore. But ultimately we stayed there, and I'm so thankful that we did, because they do have all inclusive like catering, cake. I think you can literally do everything. I got my day of coordinator from them. And so I just wanted something easy, something stress-free, and something that felt really like intimate. Like, cause I knew that one thing that I, through the wedding planning process, really prioritized was I really wanted both sides of our families to come together.
Yeah.
Because when else do you have that? Because, you know, people's schedules get busy, and a wedding is like a day where you can unite both sides.
Yeah.
And it'd be good. And so that was like my priority with it.
Well, first of all, did you have a live painter at your?
I didn't. Okay. And my reason for that was because I'm a painter myself. And I knew if I had a live wedding painter, I would have been very particular about it.
Got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that there aren't like the most talented wedding painters ever, but to be completely transparent, I just knew I'd be able to do one that I like how I want it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like after the fact. And so that's how I chose to do it.
Very cool. What were your priorities? What was like what was the like number one thing, and then what was like things that I didn't really care that much about?
I would say definitely photography. I have always said, like, since I was ever even started thinking about like what I wanted one day my weddings to be like, was I wanted to have a good photographer.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting Mallory Walls. She originally, with my original Saturday date, she wasn't available, and so she was going to send an associate. And then with me switching to a Tuesday, she ended up being available and was able to come, and she's amazing, like literally the best. And I think one important thing to add to our situation as well was we wanted to be able to have our wedding as soon as possible, because my husband was just graduating college and he had a job lined up in Florida, and we wanted it to be where I was going to be able to move with him. And so I think we literally had like less than 6 months to plan a wedding, which I don't know how that compares to like other people planning a wedding, but I feel like most people take at least a year, right?
Yeah, a lot of people do. It's at least 8 months.
Yeah.
8 months to a year and a half sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah, some people have like a longer
the rule of thumb is a year. That's what they say in the wedding industry, to take at least a year to plan.
Right.
But that's assuming you're going to book on a Saturday.
True. Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6-month engagement, maybe book a weekday.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It worked out for us. And like I said, I was very aware, and it was kind of hard asking people to take off the day of work. Sure. But at the same time, like, like I said before, we had the mindset of like, if they don't come, like, no hard feelings.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So what was your vendor list? Who all did you have there, and who'd you not?
Okay, so to be completely transparent, I was like literally not going to have barely any vendors.
Right.
I was going to DJ myself, not myself. I was going to have a playlist and have somebody hit play for me at the right time, I was going to go that route and just keep it super simple. Gosh, I'm trying to think. We did the food through the venue. I had my sister-in-law do flowers. She's got a floral business.
Awesome.
And she's actually got, now she didn't have it ready at the time, but she's got this really cool little like flower truck. I'm kind of like side-trailing right now, but it's really cool that she does like weddings and stuff. It's this adorable little yellow truck. But anyway, she's the one that did my florals, and she did amazing. So I had florals, I had photography, I had videography, and DJs are amazing, and I think such a good investment. But I literally was not going to have a DJ. My mom was the one that ended up having me, was like, you need to have somebody kind of coordinating that. So it's not like a dumpster fire. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So those were the only vendors I had. And then my venue did the cake as well. Because, I mean, like some brides want to spend, a down payment on a house for a wedding.
Right.
And we just weren't in that position where we felt like that was something we wanted to do at that time of our life, because we were about to start our married life together. And
sure.
So I know everybody's got different priorities though. So that was just kind of what I did. The videographer was amazing. It was good. I'm really glad that we invested in that for sure.
Good.
And photography, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a big priority for a lot of brides, is like, I got to have a great photographer.
Yeah.
Even to the point where they're like, listen, I'm between these 2 or 3 dates.
Yeah.
And you reach out to a photographer. Are you available? Like you did. You
Absolutely.
said, hey, Mary's not available on a Saturday anyway, so this is all confirmation. We'll just get married on a Tuesday,
Absolutely.
Especially if you're looking at May or September, October. Those 3 months specifically gets booked up so far in advance. But hey, just do it on a weekday. And now, not every vendor is going to give you like half off on a weekday.
Every venue?
Vendor. Every vendor.
Oh, vendor,
or
yeah.
venue too.
Okay, yeah,
Or
yeah.
venue too. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even, you know, it's because I know some photographers and videographers and DJs who, some of them, they won't give a discount on a weekday versus a weekend, but some of them do because they know that Saturday is more sought after.
Yeah.
So they'll gladly, that's a great way if you're really wanting to cut, you know, your budget, like do it on a Monday through Thursday. So that's awesome. So it seems like you didn't have any challenges with a weekday wedding. That's good. Or really guest attending is pretty great. Honestly, what I'm gathering is that a weekday wedding, smaller guest count, not as much to manage logistically. How was the vibes on your wedding day compared to like some other weddings that you've worked? Like, was it pretty chill? Was it stressful? Was it laid back?
I would say overall it was super chill, like getting ready and stuff. I'm not going to lie, having a wedding that small and having like a reception where there was like a lot of dancing, I just felt like we didn't have like the crowd for that.
Yeah. Totally.
It was like, you know, our grandparents and our mom and dad. And me and Logan, we are just not big dancers in general. We're both so bad. And so that part was a little like... It was a little awkward, to be honest.
Yeah, totally.
Because, like, you felt like you needed to, you know, be part of the fun part. But we also had grandparents that, you know, wanted to leave. And that was, like, already a huge portion of our guest count. And so I would say that was, like, the only thing that maybe I would have done a little bit differently. Like, maybe said, hey, let's just not even have, like, a dancing portion.
Right.
But that was the only thing. And then, of course, like, the 4 guests that couldn't come, which, you know, the sickness, you know, nobody can help that. But, like, with the work conflict, that was kind of hard. But, yeah, totally.
That's a good point. I think that can help a lot of brides too, is that like your guest count. I say this coming from the perspective as a DJ.
Yeah.
Like from my perspective, now photographers, I've talked to photographers and a lot of photographers will tell you this, and maybe you're a photographer watching this and you can be like, yep, I can 100% say that's true. Photographers love small weddings because they can be more intimate with the couple. You have more time for sunset footage. You have more time just to kind of, you don't have as many things that you have to do on the timeline.
Right.
And with more people, you have to entertain the people more. So you have to be out there with the crowd, with the people mingling, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when it's intimate, you can actually get like almost arguably better shots or more chances for better shots because it's less people to finagle and get around and less logistics. But for a DJ, so like a photographer's like, oh, I love a small wedding because I can do and create and capture a lot more like intimate, raw moments that are just amazing. But as a DJ, when someone's like, hey, I'm planning a small wedding of 60 people, a lot of DJs will tell you that they don't like those type of weddings. Because
I believe it.
they know, even if you have 40 people that are ready to just go in, it's just the energy's still not going to feel the same as like 150 or 100 people on the dance floor. I feel like just advice to you guys if you're considering this, small guest count versus large guest count. Like if you want it to be a party, like invite at least 100 people.
Absolutely.
At least 150.
A larger wedding with the dancing portion the energy is like so much better than having like trying to force like a dance moment with like a really small group.
Yeah.
Being someone who's like kind of lived through that for sure.
Right. The power, there's like the power in the numbers. Like you get 50 people on the dance floor, all of a sudden more people start coming and it just feels alive. You crank it up, the lights get going, and it's incredible. But with small guest count, even if you wanted to, it's just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work, which is fine. That wasn't like a priority for you guys just
Right. Which we made it work with like what we had. You know, we had a lot of people that were good sports and got out there and we were doing the line dances and all this stuff. And you just got to make it as fun as it can be. But we did have, obviously, our grandparents, like I mentioned, go home early. And then, so our dance time was definitely shorter than I would say most weddings because we had to do the send off quicker because people were leaving. Totally.
Yeah. And I think this goes back to a lot of previous episodes. We have an episode about how to actually budget your wedding with Angel Phillips and Chad Ellis of Ellis Entertainment. And it's a long video if you're bored and you want to go watch that or if it's helpful. But it goes back to guest list affects everything.
Yeah.
It affects your catering. It affects your venue time because you're going to need more time for people to go through a line to get food. Just little things like that. To golf cart people around, to seat them all. It all adds up. All those little things are like a few minutes, but you're going to need longer time at the venue. All of a sudden you're not going to need. you can't get it done in 6 hours. You need 8 or 10 hours of coverage.
Yeah.
Same thing for photographer. You're going to need that photographer, not just for 5 or 6 hours, like a small package, but you're going to need them like an 8-hour package. You're going to need, so it goes, guest count goes, it just goes back to everything. Like guest count affects almost every single thing that you do. Maybe not a live painter actually, because we have a episode on a live painter, and I don't know. Do you charge more per guest?
No, for the live guest portraits?
Yeah, the live guest portraits. Or no?
Kind of the way I do the live guest portraits is like if it's over, like if you have like a 500, or let's just say like 500 is like a huge number for like a guest count, then I would probably give them a more custom proposal just to make sure I would be able to like deliver the same quality. I'd probably try to hire on like another like live portrait artist to just help me get more done.
Totally.
So that's kind of how I do that. But yeah, I mean, typically the more guests you have, the more expensive it will be for sure. So you're right. It does affect like every aspect, pretty much every vendor. I mean, I guess with the wedding portrait, it wouldn't affect, but with the guest one, it definitely would.
Awesome. Okay, is there anything else you'd like to leave as far as budget, flexibility, the experience itself that you would either recommend or not recommend for your Tuesday wedding?
Something that we had that I absolutely loved, and I think we were only able to pull this off because we had a Tuesday wedding and we had I guess more so the guest count was a lot lower, was we did like I don't really know how to describe it. You may have to help me, but we had like me and my husband at like the head table, and then we had like 2 tables coming off of that head table, and so it was kind of like a 3-table setup.
Oh, cool.
And so it really just felt like a super intimate like family dinner, and so awesome. That part was so fun, and we got to do like our speeches. We did like our speeches there with like my sister and then my husband's what's it called? Best man. Couldn't remember for a second. And so that part was really special. And then I would say also just like the getting ready morning with like all the girls, because I literally had like my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my sister, my cousin, my aunt. Like we had everybody together in like the little getting ready suite, and it just felt like a lot less stressful.
Yeah.
So that part was just good. It just felt so like simple, because we were like, we're not even stressed about this because we know that every person that's here is like here for us, and so even if everything doesn't go perfect, like we know that they're not going to judge us,
right?
They're here because they love us, and so that part was really special.
I love that. And I mean, every guest, there's a $sign for every guest that comes, so make sure you choose wisely for your guest count. But that's incredible that you're able to eat with everyone like in real time, and not be bothered. It's pretty amazing.
No, I mean, like I said, me and my husband were kind of at the center.
That's not the case for a lot of couples. A lot of couples, they can't. If you try to eat, it's like people come up to you constantly saying, hey,
or you feel like you need to go do like the table visits.
You get table visits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm not knocking on big weddings, because they're so much fun. I mean, even just like working them and attending them as a guest, they're so much fun.
Yeah.
But there is also something really special about being really intimate, because you do get that more like one-on-one interaction. I got to, of course, talk and like have a conversation with everybody at my wedding. And so that part was really special too.
Absolutely. Hope you guys are getting inspired by this. I do want to take a moment to talk. Can I talk about my app real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. There's an app that we have, guys, Wedding Day Budget Calculator app. If you have an iPhone, you can download it. So for a smaller budget, now this is not your budget, but what would you say for like a weekday wedding budget of like 50 or 60 guests? What would you say is a good budget, like overall budget to like, if you're gonna randomly
for everything we did, I would say 15,000.
15,000. All right. So let's put in 15,000. The app says this is an economy budget. And you had 60 guests or 50 guests?
We had 50.
50. Okay, so it's estimating around $20 per plate. You could do more or less for that. It's just kind of a general thing. Okay, your venue is booked, so it's I'm gonna say your venue booked. You booked the glass house. You had a DJ. You had a photographer and a videographer. Did you have alcohol there?
Nope.
No alcohol. All right, let's go next. How much did you spend on the venue, if you don't mind?
I don't mind at all. So we were originally quoted, I think it was 10,500 for the Saturday.
Right.
I think we got it for a little over 5.
Awesome. So it's 5,500.
And that was including food.
Oh, that includes food?
Yes. Is that not insane?
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Which, like I said, like I feel like comparing like other venues around, like that was like, I mean, we didn't choose the glass house for the price of it. But I mean, that was definitely a plus.
That's
for
amazing.
Sure. And the food was amazing. They cater, or they do it all themselves.
Come on. Now, did y'all do the cookie cake that they
No, wait, maybe we did.
Sometimes I've seen the groom's cake be like a cookie cake.
His grandmother made his groom's cake.
Okay, that's beautiful. I love that. That's even better.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna calculate this to see what this app spits out based on what you told me. Now, catering's not gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and delete catering because you said the 5,500 is a part of. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna delete the catering category.
It may have been a little above that, but I know it was for sure below.
Okay.
Like 6,500.
Was the planner also included in the venue cost or no?
That was an additional.
That was additional. Okay.
Yeah.
Making sure. Okay, so venue, so with the $15,000 budget on a weekday, this is kind of hypothetical, but really close to yours, Mallory. Venue is $5,500, which is 37% of your budget, which not bad, not bad. They do suggest like 20 to 30% of your budget be on the venue. So it's a little more, but also you have such a low guest count. I think it's all going to work out. Your florals, the app is projecting $1,700. Did you pay way less than that or
1,700?
$1,700?
I honestly don't remember.
It's like
I think it was actually around that.
Okay.
I think I want to say it was around 2,000.
Really? Okay, so maybe this was a little less than the actual planner coordinator. Was it around 1,500, more or less?
I think it was less.
Less than 1,500. Okay.
Yeah. It was a day of coordinator. We didn't have a planner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. So you said flowers was a little more, planner was a little less. Let's go ahead and adjust that maybe to, was it like 1,000 or 1,200 or?
For the wedding,
wedding
the day of
coordinator.
coordinator, I want to say it was only like $750
Oh, wow. You
for
got
the
a deal.
day of.
Okay. But day of is way different than what like an actual planner's doing.
Yes.
So let's just say $780 for that photo. Now this is projecting $1,200 and $1,200 for video and photo, and I can go ahead and tell you.
Photography was, I think, $2,250.
Right.
And then my videographer, like I said, was a friend from college, and I think he charged $1,000, which is super
That's amazing.
low for videography.
Yes. Okay, cool. So we got that adjusted. DJ services $900. Did you pay around $900?
I honestly don't
He's like, I don't remember.
That sounds,
Now I
ballpark.
bet you didn't. At $866 for a dress. Way more than that.
I think the dress was a little bit more. I think it was around $1,200.
Okay, because usually dress, it's hard to find it. By the way, it's hard to find a dress for less than $1,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. And then, did y'all do any rentals or decor? Like rentals for candles, tablecloths, things like that?
No, they had all that at the venue.
Amazing. So no
Yeah.
rentals at all?
No, I don't think we had
Amazing.
any rentals.
This had you budgeted for $300 for rentals, but
The suits, I guess. I don't know if that is part of it.
yeah, usually not. Okay, cool. And then cake was your grandmother did the cake.
And then the venue did our wedding cake, and I think we paid. I mean, it was definitely less than $500 for the wedding cake.
Okay, and hair and makeup,
Not a lot. I mean,
just
I think
200 or
like maybe 200
okay.
total.
This budgeted 173, so maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, which that doesn't include like my mom and sisters and everybody's.
That's right. Okay.
So if you want to, I would say like 500 if you're
Very
including like
cool.
everybody's.
Very cool. So this is around good. This app is pretty good at giving you a good quick estimate of what things should be based on your priorities. Although we did have, I'll tell you, if you put 15,000 in and you have 50 guests, the app kind of tells you, and of course you already put the venue in, your florals are around 1,700. Planner coordinator, it had it at 1,500, but you got it for 780. Photo, it had both photo and video listed as 1,200, but it's just going to be very hard to get either of those for 1,200. But you could potentially find a videographer for 1,200, but photo was really like 2,200. DJ services around 900. It's really hard to get a DJ for less than 1,000. Let that be as what it is for you guys, just a realistic thing that how quickly money can go spending
Absolutely.
on a wedding, even if it's a weekday wedding, even if it's low guest count, and it's very modest numbers. You had and you didn't have a full bar alcohol. You didn't have a live painter.
Yeah.
You didn't
It
have,
adds up so fast.
It adds up so
Part of the
fast.
reason I was like, okay, we're just doing something simple.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was still a lot, but yeah.
I don't blame you. We have a video on how to actually host a wedding for less than $10,000.
Wow.
And I was
okay.
interested to see if you spent maybe less than $10,000, but it's very hard. I think if you're going to do less than $10,000 for a wedding,
Yeah.
you have to, for one, definitely have to have less than 100 guests. Like, it needs to be 50 or 60 guests, 70 guests.
Hands down. If
And
you're doing food, for sure.
If you're doing food, yeah, that's right. Because some people don't even.
Yeah,
do
some people. I've been to weddings that just have like a snack bar, and honestly, I love that. I mean, as a guest, it was great. You know.
Or you don't have a DJ, like a traditional DJ, because if you're not gonna dance, I mean.
No.
Maybe
the main thing for us was the ceremony. We wanted the ceremony to go really smooth, so that's why we
really
opted in to get one. But yeah, for the reception, I think we could have done it on our phone.
There you go. Totally. Because you didn't need that big experience of a big crowd.
Yes. If we had a bigger group, for sure, a DJ would have been like 100% yes.
Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you for showing. I know this is a little shorter episode than last, but thank you, Mallory, for sharing your experience with a weekday wedding. I just feel like you should, as a bride, you should definitely consider doing a weekday wedding. A lot of vendors that are doing this full time, a lot of full time photographers, videographers, DJs they still will be available. Some people that are part timers, they might not be able to do a Tuesday wedding, but I think you'll be able to find a venue. You'll be able to find a photographer, videographer, DJ, anything you need, even if it's on a Tuesday. So thank you, Mallory Walls.
Yeah, absolutely.
Professional live painter, mural artist. So appreciate you coming up to Nashville and filming with us. Any last advice to any brides or any engaged brides right now I know you've been married now 2 years, so congrats to y'all. And
thank you.
Really 2 years in, it's not too far off from when you just got married. So do you have any final advice to them?
Yeah, I would just say wedding day, keep it your priority to not be stressed, because it goes by so fast. Every bride says this. I'm not saying anything new here, but truly it goes by so fast. And I would say do whatever you want to do. If it's a Tuesday wedding, it's your day. Do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Not here to please
you hear
anyone
all
else.
these different opinions of like, you should do this, you should do this. But truly, it's up to you and your fiance. Y'all are who the day is for.
Totally.
And so, yeah.
I love that, Mallory. Thank you for sharing, and we'll see you guys next video.